Released in 2023, Goodbye Volcano High was an attempt by the developer KOOP to be a PlayStation super hit for $30. Obviously, through nothing more than a power of raw autism and an expert dedication to their craft, Snoot game released in 2021. Yet, Goodbye Volcano High took so long to come out from its original announcement that a bunch of add-ons made their own. It was so popular that not only did it receive the Encore update, which added more content, it also would directly lead to the equally popular I Wanna Hug That Gator in many subsequent entries. I probably just reminded you about Goodbye Volcano High right now, so good job KOOP. You gave a Snoot game for your valiant if doomed efforts to put games on the PlayStation. The approach to make Snoot game the TRPG is a bit weird. I don't know why I decided to put it down, but it got written down one night. However, during Christmas, I was gifted 3 Weeks on the Atlantic, a scaly visual novel about having sex with dragons. On a boat, we played through it together and started both questioning some of the world building being both increasingly interesting and shitpost worthy. But there's a scene in which you, Anon, and your totally not girlfriend Neela lay in bed reading a book, Oliver Twist, which sparked a larger conversation because Frankenstein is a plot point. Further developing this, we asked the big questions, and to our horror, we realized that adding dragon people to the setting fundamentally altered the world, if only because of the nature of people, and Lady Victoria's entire joke being that she likes human men, but his family disapproved of their relationship, less because he's human and you're a dragon, and more, you're fucking Scottish. More horrifying questions started emerging, more nuanced, more complicated ones. Is Hamlet played by a dragon? Was Shakespeare a dragon person? Is Jesus a dragon person? And it came to me in a dream though, realizing that to create the Snoot game TRPG, I couldn't write it alone. It had to be written by someone within that world. Several assumptions that exist, several more making it more complicated to think about. I needed to go deeper. I needed a ring within a ring. But I also think we were looking at things wrong. I think it's human to do something like that. We're human. It's our nature. So let's take it from the top, like a jazz standard. When we as people create something, we're imparting all of our experiences and beliefs onto it. Hamlet is the summation of Shakespeare's existence up until that point. War and Peace, the Iliad, Frankenstein, all of them. It's all based on our world. But we have touched the stars, our world, but the magic never died, our world, but. There you start to see the questions building, little ones, then the big ones, the ones that start to flesh out things, the ones that make you feel more real, yet unreal. The deviation from our world starts to cascade into several deeper issues that we're told to ignore. This is the healthy thing to do, of course. Ignore those problems, ignore those issues, ignore the deviation. We need to go deeper to make this thing, though. Everything that is and will be is a ring, each one inside of the next, linked together by a thread of our own creation, an escape hatch that will always separate us from it. We are its impersonal creator, something that fragments into 100 million directions. The millisecond it comes into contact with another. We can't exist in the fantasy. It's not our nature. It's not possible. It's impossible. So we need to create someone who can live in that world. A thought homunculus, the us inside the fantasy. Something deeper than a self-insert, a diving suit of flesh, a body to inhabit, a thought form that knows it's part of the fantasy, that knows how to navigate it, that knows it's not us. So we get to work. It's slow, it's methodical, a mental fuzz and fog. To create an entity that distorts and it twists, he must be me in spirit and soul, but a deviant one. Things change, his blood runs cold, always separate but never apart. He's a stranger among himself, growing up in a familiar world and bored by its mundanity, bored by the fantasy in which he is. He's made a TRPG before. Maybe a dozen, maybe 100. He dreams of being relevant. He hates the spotlight. He made a video decrying the state of the world, but still knows he can't truly escape it. He is a part of it. He commits to writing elf game. No, can't be an elf game. A dragon game. A world of dinosaurs would view the ancient and more primal version as normal. Warm and cold blood mingle together. He creates a dragon game. Something he understands. Something petty. Something vindictive. Something that only he... Something only I could create. But he has to make it. The one we need. The one we always needed. All right. Here we go. It's warmer than I thought it'd be. Megafauna require mega nutrients. An abundance of food or resources makes conflict less likely. No need for genocide the other if you're taken care of, right? Abundance creates trade. Trade creates community. Community creates understanding. Understanding creates harmony. But there's always differences. The way the buildings are, the way the food is presented. It's natural. It's primal. The desk is larger than I think it should be. I type slower than I should. Each finger press, a claw presses down harder than a fingernail. Too much pressure and a bubbling strength may break something. My body is tough, but slow. My blood pumps wrong. He can make the game. Viewing a screen through a screen. Fantasy that this world is simple. One that is all too familiar, yet intolerably distant to what things are. He's struggling, thinking of a setting, thinking of how to contextualize it. It'd be funny if it wasn't normal. It'd be funny if it wasn't me. Does he know that he's a thought form, a dream? Does he simply imagine himself the only real thing here? An avatar of an avatar claiming that he's too the master. He's writing again, consulting that notebook. Larger than you'd think. He's sticking to something reliable, spiteful, something he knows. Dragon game, of course. But it's different. Racial charts, too many. It's hundreds of pages of reference material. It's normal. He hasn't written that many. 50, 60 maybe at most. But he can't. Every game has to have that chart. Every game has it. It's massive. Something that he's done 100 times over. Look at that chart every time. Something he's been forced to consider for every single game. Open that PDF. Cover is wrong, but it's familiar. Something wrong, something right, something wrong. It doesn't matter. To create this thing, I have to force it through him. Force him to dance it. A ceaseless dream that something good may happen if he keeps pushing forward. He's delusional. I'm delusional. I'm an addict to it. He is an addict to the rush. That first word hits the page. How deep am I? There's a thought of a notepad anon, a concept, an individual who talks about the funny games with click-clack dice on the internet. But it's a ring unto itself, you know. A ring within a ring within a ring. I'm so far deep I can't think straight. How intolerably human it is. Am I an abstraction? A thought form created by some higher entity? Thing within a thing within a thing? How many layers and counter layers are there? How many things make me the way that I am? Am I a thought? Am I a thinking? My blood is bad. It tastes like sulfur here. Deep in the layers, you begin thinking more nuanced things. You think the idea of the you and the it, the thing you are and the thing you want to be. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know why I wrote down, Snoot game the TRPG. I don't know why I played a furry visual novel that sparked all of this. All I know is that Notepad Anon did. But is Notepad Anon me? Or is it just another thought form for a person or thing that created him? Is there a ring above him? A ring above the it that creates him? A ring above that thing that creates it that made him? Which caused him to make something else? It's lonely. A private Idaho away from the world. A delusion that hiding behind a screen affords a creator. A thing. We all wish to be the person who we present to the world, but knowing that sickening truth is that we're never quite what we envision ourselves to be. We always impart a bit of ourselves in our own work. Lately, I've been seeing myself less as an artist and more of a slave to the craft, driven to create because the second I stop, I'm afraid I won't start again. I'll realize that it's all for naught, that I'm just a dead end of an infinite amount of Notepad anons across an infinite amount of potential Notepad anons across an infinite set of potential me's. A blip on no one's radar. But I'll bite and gnaw my own flesh to prove I'm real. But am I? Am I real? Is any of this real? Layers and rings, blue, yellow, 112, 112, 223s. Intolerable silence, intolerable creation. A drive to fill the nothing with something. A man dreams that he'll bask in the glow of his own peace, and my peace is doing what I love doing. My infinite drive to create must force me to create another to suffer, and he will create another to suffer, and he another. An infinite loop where victory isn't marked by the finish line, but to walk the golden path. I must make that thought form, that infinite set of layers up and down. I must make that homunculus a slave to my needs, to force them to craft what I desire of them, to pluck their divine spark to fuel my own eternal engine. If that path will not open before me, then I must be the one to create it. Hell is familiar, a comfortable, smothering feeling. The further one goes down the rings, the closer one finds themselves to it, an always lingering thought to turn back. I reject hell, but I cannot create the grace of heaven. The eternal struggle of the real and the unreal. I gotta make something that I can't make. I have to kill hell to reforge heaven. I must realize that these rings are large and impossibly small. A working and ceaseless contradiction of a million thoughts, of a million ideas, making one person real. But is it real? I have to kill the demiurge. The wind is cool against my skin, temperate, relaxed. My notebook is nearby. Vague notes, half-remembered lines, notes for things that don't make sense. It's familiar, it's normal, it's real. I drew a dinosaur OC. I have to write a scaly game to pluck the divine spark from a thought-form homunculus of my own creation. A soul whose dreams and aspirations are my own because I forced him to have them, to feel pain. My name is Notepad Anon, and I'm in hell.